Deductive reasoning. Deductive reasoning is the process of reasoning logically from given statements or facts to a conclusion. This is different from inductive reasoning because inductive reasoning was just the process of looking for patterns. So you just kind of look around, make an observation, and then you make a statement based off of what you see. But deductive, you have to make a conclusion based on solid evidence and facts. So we're going to take a look at two different laws for our conditional statements. One of them is the law of detachment. It says if P then Q is a true conditional statement and P is true, then you can conclude that Q is also true. Now, the second case is if P is not true, then Q is inconclusive. So we're going to take a look at these two different scenarios with an example, and then it'll become a little more clear than it looks right here. So we're going to talk about Megan. She's just this girl I've made up, but if Megan goes to the movie theater, then she will eat popcorn. This is a true conditional statement about Megan. No matter what, whenever she goes to the movie theater, she always has popcorn. So scenario one, we're going to consider what's highlighted up here in the yellow. Is first, I'm going to tell you that P is true. So Megan went to the movie theater. So the question is, what can you conclude? You can conclude that Q is true. Therefore, Megan ate popcorn. Okay, so this is the really simple one. If you get a true conditional statement and I tell you the first part happened, then you can tell me for sure the second part definitely happened. Now this is where the second scenario is going to get a little trickier. Okay, so we're still going off that same statement. If Megan goes to the movie theater, then she will eat popcorn. Now, the fact I'm going to give you is that Megan did not go to the movie theater. So this is where P, the first part, is not true. She did not go to the movie theater. Therefore, initially, I know you're thinking you want to say Megan did not eat popcorn. However, I want you to think about it. Is the movie theater the only place where she's going to get popcorn? No. She could have gone to the grocery store. She could have gone to a fair. She could have had some at home and just popped some. Someone could have bought some popcorn for her. She could get popcorn from anywhere else, not the movie theater. So just because she didn't go to the movie theater doesn't mean she didn't eat popcorn. So we just say, since we know she didn't go, we can't conclude anything. So we don't know what happened to Megan after that. Okay? So make sure you think carefully about this and you feel comfortable with this. Scenario 1 and scenario 2. Next, we want to talk about the law of syllogism. The law of syllogism says if you have a statement P then Q is true, and a statement Q then R is true, then the statement P then R is true. So I want you to look at this carefully. This is saying if you say that some statement P and then Q is true, and you use that part Q again and add in another part R is true, then the statement P then R is a true statement. So let's look at an example to clarify. If Megan goes to the movie theater, then she will eat popcorn. If Megan eats popcorn, then she will be too full for dinner. So here we have Megan going to the movie theater, then she'll eat popcorn. So you know if she goes to the theater, she will eat popcorn. And here's another one. If Megan eats popcorn, then she'll be too full for dinner. So the popcorn part is repeated twice. So we can actually just cut out that middle part and say, therefore, if Megan goes to the movie theater, then she will be too full for dinner. So we can say this because if Megan goes to the movie theater, we know for sure she will have popcorn. If she has popcorn, she will for sure be too full for dinner. So instead of repeating that part, we can just cut to the chase. If she goes to the movie theater, then she will for sure be too full for dinner. Now we're just going to take a look at a couple examples using our two laws. So we want to determine if statement 3 follows from statements 1 and 2 by either the law of detachment or the law of syllogism. If it does, state which law was used. If it does not, write invalid. So let's take a look at this first one. It says, if an angle is acute, then it is not obtuse. Then they tell us angle ABC is acute. Can we say that angle ABC is not obtuse? Yes, we can. This is using the law of detachment, okay? It gives us a true conditional statement. If an angle is acute between 0 and 90, then it's not obtuse. So if it's less than 90, it can't be bigger than 90. So this is true. And then it tells us angle ABC is acute. So it tells us an angle is acute. So P is true, therefore we can conclude Q is not true. Angle ABC is not obtuse. So we use the law of detachment. Let's look at this next one. Right angles are congruent. That is true. All right angles are 90 degrees. That means all right angles are the same. Then they tell us some angle A is congruent to some angle B. Can we say that angle A and B are right angles? What if I give you this angle that's 30 degrees and this other angle that's 30 degrees, and I tell you that this is angle A and this is angle B? Aren't angle A and B congruent? Yes, they are. Are they right angles? No, they're not. So this is an invalid statement. Let's look at this next one. If you save a penny, then you have earned a penny. Art saves a penny, so the first part's true. Art has earned a penny. That is also true, using the law of detachment. If the first part's true, then the second part is also true. Now let's take a look at this next example. If you are a teenager, then you are always right. If you are always right, then people will listen to you. So this time we have two conditional statements so far. So we have, if you're a teenager, then you're always right. We have, you're always right again, and then the part where people listen to you. So the question is, if you're a teenager, that's the red statement again, then people will listen to you, the blue statement. Can we say that third one's true? Well, let's think about it this way. If red, then green. If green, then blue. So that green part we can take out because it's repetitive. And then we can just cut and paste. If you're a teenager, then people will listen to you. And that's what we have. So this is true using the law of syllogism. Now I want you to try these two examples on your own. See if number 3 is a valid statement. If it is, does it use the law of detachment or law of syllogism? Or is the statement invalid? And then check back with me when you're finished. The one about Pat and the speeding ticket, hopefully you decided that it's invalid, because it does say if you drive 50 miles per hour in a school zone, then you'll get a speeding ticket. All you know is that Pat got a speeding ticket, but that doesn't mean that he drove 50 miles per hour in a school zone. He could have gotten a speeding ticket anywhere else, okay? So it's not enough information, and this is an invalid statement. For this last one, it follows the law of syllogism. If the measure of angle 2 is 40 degrees, then the measure of angle 3 is 140. If measure of angle 3 is 140, then the measure of angle 4 is 140. So we cut out the repetitive part, and then we cut and paste. If the measure of angle 2 is 40, then the measure of angle 4 is 40. Hopefully you got these two correct, and you have the law of detachment and law of syllogism solid. That's it for these notes. Make sure you submit any questions if you have any, and I'll see you in class.